This podcast should be a real good one. It's something that has come across my desk a lot at work. And the question is, how much training is the right amount? And I've got Clint Hill in today to have a chat about that. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Thanks for having me again.
Good. Well, let's pull some knowledge bombs.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Let's rip in.
Welcome to the Body Science Podcast. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Welcome to Body Science HQ, the world of fit, happy, healthy. And I'm going to throw on the end of that, how much training is the right amount? Let's be honest, a lot of people train these days. There's been some great things that have brought people off the couch and train, like F45 and functional training and CrossFit, and all these things have been created. But they're all about selling slots and spots and moving forward. And hey, I have a business too. I get that theory. That's the theory you need to do. Let's just nail it on the head. How much training is the right amount?
Yeah, look, and this is a question that I get posed to me almost daily.
Is that from general pops or athletes?
No, you know what? It's from both.
Yeah.
I mean, look, sometimes I think from athletes, it's for the purpose of trying to...
How do I get out of training?
How do I get out of training? I think the big part and the part that would be, I guess, detrimental is that people don't generally overtrain. They under-recover.
Yeah, nicely put. Nicely put. So is that the end of our podcast?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, so we can close this one off right now. Thanks for coming. Yeah, nice.
Look, I think the parts that I wanted to get across today when you asked me about this particular topic is that realistically what we're finding is that people don't understand how to balance their training with daily life, how to balance their training with enough recovery, and also make sure they're supplementing correctly to balance that out. So, and again, I've spoken about this on a number of occasions that we need to understand that doing 2 sessions in a day for 90% of the population is an absolute waste of time. You're just degrading muscle mass. You're actually breaking down muscle fiber. So for me, it's about looking at what you're trying to achieve, look at the goals and work your way backwards.
Yeah, nice. Let's just do 3 scenarios here. Let's talk like someone who does fit stop. Let's talk about someone who plays footy. And let's talk about a runner, like a casual runner who likes doing their 5, 10, maybe 15 on the weekend. So do you just want to go through when you're looking at these types of scenarios? Let's start with a functional session. Sure. Look, and it's okay to look at one particular of the functional movement training groups, you know. The concept is, because a lot of them are based around that 45-minute style workout, one of the things that they're looking for is the consistency behind it. So because they are shorter workouts, so to speak, they're quite intense, but it's only 45 minutes of your day. You've got the opportunity really to recover from that over the course of the rest of the day. Yeah, nice. But understanding still that means good nutrition, good supplementation, and understanding what you should be doing to recover between those sessions. Now, the minimum effective dose is what I talk about more regularly than not. And that is, if you're looking at 3 sessions of that the F45 functional movement, training, you're going to get a really good effect. Okay. But that still means you still need to look after your diet. You still need to look after your recovery. You still need to make sure that you're benefiting from the rest and the recovery, because that's where you get your muscle growth. That's where you get your adaptation and actually, continue your fitness. Okay, well, let's rip into a footy player or a contact sport. Sure. And I was having a really interesting conversation with one of my rugby boys yesterday about this, because we will do something like an hour and a half in the gym, and then half an hour later, after they have a little refuel, whether it's a shake, a bar, whatever whatever's available at the time, they will then go straight on the field for 2 hours, and they'll do that 3 nights a week. Now, that's what we require to play at semi-professional level of rugby union in Sydney. But the minimum effective dose, again, for them is probably about that. Okay. But we also make sure that the boys then have a form of recovery every night post-training, be it salt baths, be it, hot cold showers, be it ice baths. But they have to do that to get that in. So if my players need that at that level, then when I tell someone from the general pop as a comparison, if they're training anywhere beyond 6 hours a week, they definitely need to be covering that with at least 15 minutes of recovery per hour of training. Yeah, nice. I like that. It's obviously coming into marathon season. That's all starting. Running's the big one. And running's a really easy way to start, get going, but it's also a very quick way to hurt yourself. I think, the really good thing about doing a runner comparison in this particular podcast is that what I really think about when this happens is I look at what they're doing outside of running as well, because the runners that I, get a hold of after
they've, done a couple of marathons but done no strength training,
Yeah.
will have, weak muscles through their glutes, through their hip flexors, because they haven't done any strength training during that period of time. And that's a big part of it. If they're doing 3 runs a week, let's call it, as you said, a 5, 10 and a 15 during the week, across the space of the week, they probably still need 2 little 45-minute, sessions that are 100% designed for their body, not just made up, a group training style session, because each of those individuals will have different variables and different weaknesses and strengths within their muscle. So it needs to be thought through. That definitely needs to be something that's, from a qualified personal trainer or strength conditioning coach to make sure that was the case. But that recovery rule still 100% applies. 15 minutes of recovery per 1 hour of training.
That's the golden rule.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've pushed that for years and years. I have a point structure that I use with my professional athletes whereby, something like wearing compression for 24 hours or 12 hours post-training session gives them 4 points. They need 10 points across the course of a week.
Nice. I love that, mate. I love it. Is there any chance you can share some of those other points?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think the keys are, 3 points for things like a massage, an osteopathic session, anything like that. Then we drop down to 2 points for making sure that their nutrition and recovery and sleep is on point.
Yep.
Because we still, even though they're high on the priority list, we give them a low point score because you're still going to do them.
Yeah. You should. They're the easy ones to implement, aren't they?
But you've always got to make sure that you're looking at why these people are actually missing these valuable 1%ers, you know, and they're so important to, especially to, when I talk about my rugby players, a lot of them are between the ages of 20 and 30. They're still growing. Yep. They're still needing those growth plates. They need more sleep than, a 40 or 40 plus year old, or the guys who are my long distance triathletes, the Ironmen and Iron women, of course, but making sure that they're looking at and being really clear that the things that they do are, their ocean recovery, getting in the infrared sauna and things like that. They're all up around the 4 point mark as well.
Yeah, nice. Mate, some of my tips at home, I've got the Normatec legs and Hyperized gun. Like, they are just an essential for me. I don't know what they do. I don't get the science behind it. I'm not the expert in that area, but I absolutely love it. They're my go-to when I'm feeling it.
And I think,
I guess that comes on that massage you're talking about.
Of course, yeah. But I think the key thing there is, especially with the Hyperized gun, what you're actually looking for there is convenience.
Yep.
Because people will do stuff if it's convenient.
Yeah.
If it's not, they won't do it. Like I've got an infrared sauna at home and an ice bath. There's a massive difference there.
Walk in, set up.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So as opposed to sit down, put on the TV and, bang away at the area of your body that hurts on that particular day, and that comes with the foam rolling and stuff as well.
Is foam rolling still on trend these days?
Yeah, look, there's plenty of research out there at the moment that says that it's not as valuable as it used to be, and look, research comes and goes too. I think that's the other thing that people have got to be really mindful of with the advancement of certain things. You're looking at, even now with, the current research around icing for injuries. Yep. There's a big movement around not doing it. I did it for 20 years of my professional career and I still to this day use it for certain injuries.
It's what works for you, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I think the other part of it is too, it's also there's some psychological stuff there too. It was like when we were kids, if you had an orange at halftime, you knew it was halftime. Now everyone knows now that that's completely and utterly pointless, but I still think about oranges like I think about halftime.
Yeah, nice.
So there's some psychological stuff there as well.
Let's be honest, you're not actually yawning getting into an ice bath, eh? You're thinking to yourself, holy shit, here it comes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a mindset change, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think also once you've got control of that mind, and we spoke about this off air, your mind is your biggest tool. So yeah. Nice.
Mate, any last words for anyone on how much training is the right amount?
Yeah, look, I'm going to definitely add my point system to the notes of the podcast here, because I think a lot of people would get some really solid value out of that. It's a really simple system that I've refined over the years to make sure that people can see that. So it's 15 minutes per hour, and also there's that 10 points a week.
Nice. And Ash, we might drop that in the Body Science logs as well if we can. So bodyscience.com.au/podcast to get the notes, or jump on our blog and just search Clint or training. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Thanks for coming on board again, mate. Love these little knowledge bombs. They're awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey team, it's Greg from Body Science here. The Hydroxyburn Shred is back on shelf. It's our new therapeutic, has all the taste. And if you're looking for a better thermogenic, we've really pushed for the pursuit of a better thermogenic. Full disclosure on the labelling. What do we mean? Caffeine levels have changed. We all know the rules have changed. The ingredients have changed. The claims have changed. We have a clean label with premium quality ingredients for you. So what does that mean for you? You can look at things like metabolism, energy, sugar metabolism, fat metabolism, cognitive function, thyroid, and just general health and well-being, and it's all on the label. If you're taking a fat burner now and it doesn't say it on the label, have a look at it and go, why? Get on board.